Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. In the run up to the Minara Business Awards 2022, which Hilaal TV is proud to be broadcasting live, inshallah, we're speaking to a few of the nominees and listening to their inspirational stories. With me today is Ashref Ismail from Fleet Max Africa and Drive for Life. Assalamu alaikum, Ashref. Jazakallah for joining us.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a pleasure to be here, and thanks for affording us the opportunity.
No, it's only an absolute pleasure. Now, as we were discussing prior to the show, an interesting story. Can you just take a few minutes and take us through your story and your life experience, which sounds very, very interesting?
Well, Mohammed, the whole bite started when I started with road safety back in we can say 1994, just post the new democratic government. We were in charge of the communities for road safety. I was elected as chairperson, and at that time we were funded by a major fuel company. Okay. So we looked at 7 different the disadvantaged communities and introduced road safety in those various communities. And then from there, we joined Gauteng Department of Transport and then moved on to head up the Arrive Alive campaign at the National Department of Transport. In 2005, got promoted again, moved on to the Road Traffic Management Corporation, where I actually became the executive director and was actually the founding member of the RTMC as well. In 2014, decided to call it a day, start your own thing, as a consultant doing training and development. And alhamdulillah, my only regret is I should have started when I was 10 years younger, when you had a little more energy and more gumption. Nowadays you have all the vision and mission, but the body says nobody asked me.
No, but I think the mind is wiser from what I've understood. And I think what you know now, you didn't know then. And I think that's a lesson in itself, that life is a journey and you learn so much along the way.
Correct.
And only when it comes to time of application or teaching, and I think that's where you're involved in a lot of advocacy and teaching.
Correct.
You realize inherently how much knowledge you've gained over the years.
Absolutely.
Now tell me a little bit more about about the campaigns and the road safety training, etc., etc. I think that's fit for purpose. That's what needed in this day and age. A life saved is worth more than anything else. Tell us a little bit about what you do, in the latest role.
So, Mohammed, if you look at it, every day on average, we lose between 40 and 45 people on our roads. You don't see about it, you don't read about it, purely because it's 1 year, it's 2 days, it's 3 days. If it's a bus that goes down a cliff and 15 people die, then of course it makes national headlines. And then too, in South Africa, we have become so desensitized to the whole issue of death and morbidity. We bury the people on the weekend and it's business as usual. Nothing ever happens after that. Not so long ago, you heard 19 school children were killed in a horrific crash in Mpumalanga. Anywhere in the developed world, you would have the minister's head rolling. You would have people, being redeployed, etc. Here, it's business as usual. We just carry on. And sadly, we have found, I've been more than 3 decades in road safety, just under 20 years in government road safety, having started as a junior road safety officer. And alhamdulillah, making it up all the way, being promoted 11 times to the position of executive director. So we basically threaded through everything, worked through the ranks. I'm also a qualified traffic chief, so I hope you've got your paperwork in order.
Yes, I'm getting a bit antsy as we sit here.
We'll check the traffic fines outstanding later. But the whole thing is, Mohammed, we get to a point where we understand the dynamics, and each time the political administration changes, it comes with a whole new idea of what they think the vision and mission should be. We've been in the game for long enough. The gray hair speaks for itself. We worked in the trenches. We worked on the roads. I always say, we walked in the blood of victims to understand what the challenges are. What you're doing is just wishy-washing. You just wallpapering the issues and paper dressing the whole idea. That's not what the whole issue is all about. We understand that unless you're dealing with the underlying issues, everything else you're doing is a waste of time. So we need to look at the whole issue of driver training. We need to look at the whole issue of vehicle fitness. We need to look at the whole issue of corruption. That is, such a major cancer within various departments, particularly road traffic transport sector, purely because of the number of fatalities that we have.
at this juncture, I'd like to, on behalf of the community, thank you, because I think number one, what strikes me is the deep knowledge that you have, and inshallah, my hope is that knowledge transfer can occur, and ultimately to save lives. But you talk, you talk about the right things, the right lessons. You're going right to root cause.
Correct.
Is why is this happening? How is it happening then?
Yes.
And how can we prevent it more than anything else? But I think, as a nominee for the Business Awards, I'm going to say something tongue in cheek. Is you're a very humble individual, because as you walked into the chair, you said, "No, I used to be a traffic cop." But Alhamdulillah, I mean, I congratulate you on how far you made it, within the system. And another lesson is you are passionate about it.
Absolutely. You've got to.
And I think without passion, whether it's in the business world, the private sector, the public sector, without passion, that can't be nothing can be achieved to its full potential.
Absolutely.
Inshallah.
And there's lots of work to be done.
There's lots of work to be done. There is lots of work to be done. But Ashref, we look forward to seeing you at the Minara Business Awards on the 28th, inshallah. We wish you all the luck. But Jazakallah, and as I said, on behalf of the community, on behalf of our viewers, on behalf of Minara, on behalf of Hilaal TV, we thank you for your service to the cause, and we wish you all of the best, inshallah.
Muhammad, Jazakallah so much for having us. We really appreciate it, and inshallah hope to connect up with you guys again.
Yeah, we look forward, inshallah, to doing something, with Hilaal TV on road safety training. I think there's a definite need. Yes. And inshallah, I don't think you'll be a stranger to Hilaal TV in the future. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.